In today's video, we're going to be reviewing and testing out this VTERUN 1000 watt pure sine wave inverter that was sent over by the folks over at VTERUN. And make sure you stay to the end of the video because you aren't going to want to miss out on seeing on whether or not a 1000 watt inverter is enough power. But before we get started, if you are new here, welcome to the Offgrid Solar Power channel. I'm Amelia, and this is where we talk about practical, everyday uses for power stations and portable solar panels, and help you learn how to get the most value and use out of these amazing devices. If you want some great tips and tricks and creative ideas like these, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss anything exciting. And now let's get started. So out of the box, this thing comes with a user manual. Pause this video if you want to read through it. And it also comes with these 6 gauge wires, which are honestly good quality silicone wires, but 6 gauge is too small for this inverter, so I would highly recommend sticking these in a drawer somewhere for something else where 6 gauge is appropriate. And get yourself some proper wire. I would say 2 gauge would be a good choice. We have many inverters, probably like 15 of them or so, and they all really skimp on the wire they include, because good quality wires cost a lot of money, but not having the proper wires for your inverter is a real safety concern. And as soon as you're using this inverter at full capacity for a long length of time, the wires will melt, which could cause a fire. So just don't risk it. So I'd honestly recommend not skimping on wires for your inverter, and definitely not ordering CCA wires either. You want good quality, pure copper wires. So I'd recommend at minimum 4 gauge wire, but 2 gauge is even better for this. So I will link down below the wires I'd suggest for this inverter. The thicker the wire you use, the safer your system will be. If you plan to potentially upgrade your inverter in the future to 2000 watts, I'd go ahead and invest in some 1-aught, so it can handle that as well. I really can't stress this enough either. Be safe here. It's tempting to do, but this is not the place to cut costs. And then it actually comes with this cute little remote here as well, and has an on and off button, and then this cute little antenna, which I really like. And at a glance, with the inverter out of the box, it has a nice sleek design with a carrying handle. It has 2 AC output ports right here, and the LCD display screen, which we will turn on in a bit here as well. And it also has one type A USB QC 3.0 port and one type C port. And then turning it around, it has 2 fans right here that helps keep it cool. And of course, the positive and negative terminals. Alright, I got my 6 gauge wires that came with my VTERUN 1000 watt pure sine wave inverter, and we're going to connect that to our Golden Orion 1000 battery because it has a nice display so we can see the results of what we're doing. So let's go ahead and get that hooked up here and check it out and see if we can get 1000 watts. So you just take these clips off here, pop those together, and these pop right off. Okay, now I'm going to hook our black wire to the negative terminal, and I'm just going to do it hand tight for right now. I just flipped it around, and I'm going to do the same thing with the positive side now. So now I'm going to tighten both sides, starting with the positive side. And now I'm flipping it over so I can tighten the negative side. And while I'm doing this, I'm trying to make it so that the wires come out straight and evenly. So we're going to go ahead and hook up our positive to our positive, which is the red to red. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So now I'm just going to make it finger tight. And I'm going to grab the negative wire. And you may get a little shock, so you're going to want to make sure your inverter's off. Okay, so I checked it was off. So now I'm going to check it with the wire first. And yep, I got a bit of a zap. And now I'm able to set it on there and then tighten up with my fingers safely. And now I'm going to tighten them up snug, but not too snug. And last but not least, we're going to put the terminal cover back on so it's good to go and we can start testing. So before we really get into testing, we are going to try out the remote to turn it on. Okay, yep, turned on just fine. And now we're going to see how much power the inverter draws from the battery from just being turned on. Okay, so it's about 10 or 11 watts, which is about average for this size of inverter. Since my channel is all about real life use for solar gear, the testing portion, we will be testing out whether or not it can run my bigger space heater and our LED party light sign. Because I'm getting ready to set up for passing out candy to trick-or-treaters tonight, and I don't want to sit outside and freeze my butt off. And I just want a cute little Let's Party sign to go to some use right now. We are also in the middle of barbecuing up some chicken right now, so it's been a pretty busy evening. But anyways, this is the first heater we will try out. And if this one doesn't work, we have a smaller one that should be able to work. So I'm just going to plug it into the AC outlet and then turn the heater power button on. So the wattage on this keeps going up and up and up and up, and it successfully passed 1000 watts. Oh, okay, now it's even getting to close to like 1300 watts, and it has now started beeping. So that's good because that means that the overload alarm has been triggered. But it's also not good because it means we can't use this heater tonight. So now I'm going to try out my baby heater. Okay, so I got that plugged in, and as you can see, it's drawing a max of 692 watts. Okay, now I'm just going to go set the table up so we can get ready for trick-or-treaters, and then we will test out with the heater and the light and see how much that draws together. Okay, so we have it all set up now, and oh my goodness, I'm just in love with this light. It had so many good modes and light options, and I just love the one we chose to use. But back to how many watts is all drawing. So the light draws a max of 19 watts now, but let's try out the light and the heater. So that draws a max of 745 watts, which is pretty good, honestly. So overall, this inverter tested surprisingly well. It actually went over its rated capacity, which I didn't expect. A lot of inverters like this max out around 700 watts or so, but this one pushed past 1000 watts with no problem at all. That said, if you plan on running 1000 watts consistently, I'd recommend stepping up to a 2000 watt inverter. Running this one at full power all the time can wear it out very quickly and even create safety issues as well. It's fine to hit 1000 watts every once in a while, but honestly, you should only use any inverter at about half its rated capacity for best performance. So in this case, around 500 watts. They actually make a 2000 watt version of this exact model, and I'll link it in the description below. It's a little more expensive, but way more versatile. With 2000 watts, you can run pretty much any household appliance or power tool, while a 1000 watt inverter is better for smaller things like a TV, freezer, or a mini fridge. Just remember, if you want to run a 2000 watt inverter at full load, you'll need a battery set up with at least 140 amp BMS or higher, like this Redodio that has 140 amp hour BMS. For a single 12 volt 100 amp hour battery, this 1000 watt inverter is perfect for small setups. But if you've got a larger battery bank or a higher amp BMS, then definitely consider the 2000 watt model. I'll have links to everything I mentioned in the description below. And if you want to support the channel, I'd really appreciate you using those links. And if you want to check out my giveaway video, you can click here. And that's it for this video, guys. Bye!